and Maciel, and I'm representing Long Beach, LBC / Compton. Oh, and New York.
You go, girl. Hey, Delia. And I am your host, Spice, the creator of this show. And I am in Marina Del Rey, California, not too far from Venice Beach. But shout out to my Arizona people, too. That's where I'm originally
Arizona.
from. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to my friends in Phoenix.
Ooh, yes. Wholesome Domme. She's been all up and down the West Coast. Sounds like
I get around.
Yes. Yes, we see her. She's in magazines too. So if you guys don't know, if you guys are watching, we just want to update you on who Wholesome Dom is. She's a professional BDSM expert, also known as a professional dominatrix. So we're super excited to have her here. I had a friend who's a dominatrix when I worked at MySpace. She was really sweet and I really miss her and I just don't know how to get in touch with her. So I'm excited. You're my second friend who's a wholesome dominatrix. Well, I don't know if my friend was wholesome, but yeah, she's a dominatrix like you.
She sounds like a good person. Maybe like we'll catch her attention and she'll reach out to you.
Yeah, she was wonderful. I know she was living in Orange County last time I seen her. She always had like a different hair color. She's really sweet and unique. All right, so we got all kinds of questions for you, Wholesome Dom.
I'm ready. Fire away.
Okay. So can you tell us what made you decide to get in this industry?
Men and money.
Okay. Hey, I bet you.
So basically, I used to be in the lifestyle, which means that I used to work for free, if that makes sense, where I would provide BDSM experiences pro bono as a partner or a casual partner. And I started to feel depleted from it. And like a lot of people out here in Vegas, like the culture is a little bit different and people are like very transactional and entitled. And I was just feeling like used up. And so I quit participating in BDSM for a few months. And then like basically men paid me to come out of hiatus. And I was like, oh, well, that's a way of compensating me for my labor. And so I started at like a relatively low price, but something that would be rather impressive for a wage worker. And then once I studied the market and the price points locally, I increased my prices based on like what my peers charge and everything like that.
Okay, I didn't realize that people do it for free. So you did, does that mean you were doing it for like your partner?
Yeah, like sometimes for my partner, sometimes like I go to adult clubs to like hang out because they're like really authentic, fun places with tons of security. They tend to have swimming pools and karaoke, pools, stuff like that. And so like I go to a lot of adult clubs and like I would bring my toy bag, which is like a bag of like bondage equipment and floggers, you know, like things you hit people with. And everything like that. And I would just like casually like play with whoever felt like, you know, whoever was complimentary to what I was wanting to do.
Okay.
But then I just noticed that like everybody was like really demanding, but not like reciprocal with energy.
Oh, yeah.
Like the amount of energy that I was putting into people. So like, you know, as a Pisces, like
take. Don't get or take advantage. Yeah. I was just telling Delia about that earlier. Yes, I do know about being taken advantage of.
Yeah. I basically like set boundaries and my boundaries are price points.
Okay, good. No, good for you. I'm still curious about this adult party thing.
What?
Is that the same thing as a swingers party?
Yeah, adult clubs.
Yes, hold on a minute. I'm on Zoom.
Yeah, they're usually called sex clubs or swingers clubs or whatever. There aren't any official BDSM clubs in Las Vegas due to zoning and regulations. But looking to change that in the near future because I am speaking with the owners of a place in Pahrump. And Pahrump, Nevada, there's like different regulations regarding sex work.
Okay.
So I'm intending to set up like an experience-based slave plantation for rich old white men to be my bitch.
It's a plantation too. Oh,
A plant
Got you cookies and stuff.
this should be
with
really
columns.
interesting.
Yeah, there's gonna be columns and
Okay,
blackberry.
go.
Because like I want to grow stuff that's difficult to grow. That
What
so-
happened? How come you don't
Hold on, let me mute Delia while she's doing that. Okay, go ahead, Wholesome.
Oh yeah, because I'm a sadist. So I want to have a garden, got a bunch of maybe like cotton and blackberries and things like that, and make these old men tear up their fingers
Tear up their fingers is what you said.
when they're gardening. You know, like I
Oh
want them.
my gosh.
I
I'm
want
gonna
them
have to go back and rewind this because I kind of got thrown off with Delia's. Her grandkids are stopping by. Okay, so tell me about this plantation again. I'm sorry, but I was
Okay, so basically, like, there's some owners of a sex club in Pahrump, Nevada, where, like, sex work is regulated and decriminalized. So they want to move out of state, so they need to sell their house, which has a perfect setup for me to create a paid paid slave plantation that I intend to fill with old white men who don't know what struggles are until they come to the plantation.
so you're gonna let them know what the struggle really is.
Yeah, it's gonna be an authentic experience, but obviously, like, I can't, like, I'm even gonna have a box, you know, like in Django Unchained,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously, like, you know, the box out in the outside and they get like dehydrated and stuff. Obviously, like, I can't like dehydrate someone intentionally, you know, like I'm in talks with attorneys and investors and everything like that. So that's on the horizon. I'm very excited.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I've never heard of anything like that, but that's it's been really cool exploring this world of dominatrix because I'm learning like a whole bunch of new terms, and I'm gonna ask you some questions about them because there's so
Absolutely.
many different things that I've never heard about before.
Yeah, it's a different vocabulary. It's
Mhm.
like a whole culture.
Yeah, it really is. So
Yeah.
yeah, that would be interesting though. And yeah, I could just imagine who your clients are gonna be. I know I've seen some in California. I was like, oh, they'll fit in perfectly. That's where they need to go. So they'll realize what the real world is like, you know, and go
Yes.
make your money at the same time. I'm loving it.
And Pahrump is actually on the road between Las Vegas and California.
Oh,
So it's on your way.
oh, I love it. I've been to Vegas a few times, so that would be so cool. I can't wait to see you over there in action.
Okay, like when I accomplish that, because I'm gonna do it before I turn 40, then I'm gonna try to promote it, and I would like to be on your show again because you're
Oh
so
yeah,
wonderful.
we would love to. Hopefully, we'll be able to pop up at your plantation and film from there.
Ooh, yeah.
That's what I'd love to do. That way we
Let's
can
make,
see it like in real life, not just online.
yeah.
Yeah, so best of luck to that. I can't wait. This is a really exciting venture. And if you need any help, let me know too.
Thank you.
Mhm. I'm all
Yeah, I definitely want to stay connected with you because I just admire you as a human, and I
Thank
feel
you.
like they're very aligned.
Thank you. Have we met before, like in Arizona?
Maybe did you live in Glendale or?
My mom was in Glendale though. My sister too, matter of fact. But yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Were you ever out in Tempe?
Yeah, I did have a place in Tempe for a while. And I used to go to the dog parks all the time, but I stayed away from ASU.
Okay. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
wondering if we crossed paths before. We probably have.
I would be surprised, even if it's like a previous cycle of lives. Like when I found your page, I don't know if you had like done a promotion or something like that, but like I was like, oh my God, yes.
I know we get along so well. You can totally tell you're Pisces with them blue eyes. I was like, I love your eyes.
Oh, so you?
I'm so jealous. Those are bright, beautiful eyes. All
Thank
right,
you.
you're welcome. I'm gonna see if Delia's gonna come back in here. Ask to unmute. Okay. I don't know where she's at. Let me see. What is going on here? Stop you. Well, hopefully she comes back. I'm not sure. She has her grandkids, so I'm gonna just keep going on with the questions.
Okay.
Okay. So, how long have you been in this business?
Well, I've been charging for about 4 years, and I've been acting as a dominant since puberty.
Okay. Wow, you're pretty bold. One
Yeah,
of
I
my
was,
other friends, I think she understands the business as well. She's telling me a little bit about it.
yeah, because like a lot of people ask me that question. Like the two questions I usually get is like, when did you have the awakening? You
Mm-hmm.
know, and what's the weirdest thing you've ever done?
Okay.
And for me, the awakening was puberty, but I wasn't even aware of what I was just because everyone was so accommodating of how weird I was that I didn't know I was abnormal.
You said abnormal.
Well, like,
I don't think normal at all.
in the patriarchy, like I have come to find that I'm not as accepted as I was in high school.
Oh, oh. In high school, you were more accepted or not accepted?
Yeah, yeah. I always had like a crew of like boys who were basically a harem who
Uh-huh.
would do what I told them to do.
Oh, nice.
And like I remember when I was like 14 or 15 for Halloween, I was Professor X, the Powerpuff Girls,
Uh-huh.
and my three best boyfriends were the Powerpuff Girls in vinyl dresses.
That's cute. So
And
you really got to run them, huh? And tell them what to do. You're
yeah,
lucky.
I feel like I've always been that bitch.
You're lucky. My friend and I, Echo Maidens, she's sometimes my co-host on here. We used to go to a club in Tempe, Arizona. It's called The Works. So there's where we first discovered like this one woman. We always looked up to her because she's like dragging these two men around by chain.
Oh,
And Don and I, Echo Maiden, we always laugh at that moment. We thought that was the most exciting thing ever. She was living
wait,
the dream. You got.
I just gotta ask, what did she look like? Because I'm friends with a lot of femdoms out there.
Uh-huh. Oh, the girl who did. It's been ages. This was like over 20 years ago. I could barely remember her. We just remember those chains and her carrying two dudes around. We thought that was the coolest thing ever because we're like teenagers back then. Been
Yeah,
over
it's
25 years.
that is like the best flex
Mhm.
because like actually recently something like that happened to me. There's like this guy who always tries to bully me,
Mhm.
and I crossed paths with him while I was working.
Mhm.
So this guy who looked like he had just got out of prison for obvious reasons.
Uh-huh.
And so this guy's like really rough looking and he's got a collar and a leash and I'm holding the leash.
Yeah,
And
whip
this guy
that
saw me and he just like looked at me and then looked away. And I was like, yeah,
out. So now you got the power.
yeah, I love it.
That's so cool. So I want to know, how did you get the name Wholesome Dom, or how did you come up with it?
Um, I'm not really sure because it's kind of like one of those things where I do have a professional and educational background in advertising.
Okay.
So when I decided to do this professionally, like I was like, okay, what kind of brand do I want? Because once I decide on the brand, I have to kind of stick with it for consistency reasons.
Hmm.
And because in Las Vegas, there are like a dearth of wholesome people. There's tons of homeless. No, there's a dearth of
California too.
yeah, oh my gosh. But um but yeah, there's like not many authentic kind people here. So I decided that I would bring that to Vegas like as my contribution to the community.
Nice.
And so I was like talking to my mentor about it. She actually lives in Tempe, Arizona.
Wow.
Uh, I'm gonna give her a shout out.
Okay.
Uh, Miss Noir, Noir.
Okay,
But
we'll check her out too.
yeah, she is so great. And I always like ask her about stuff. And so like when we were discussing my branding, then I was like listing off words, and one of the words that came out was wholesome.
Mhm.
And she's like, yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
sweet. I like that one. That's a
thank
good
you.
name. I mean, I
So,
would never think of that because most of the time, dominatrix, we think of like rough and whooping your ass. So wholesome is different. I would have never expected that name at all. But it fits you. You know, you are like you said, like Snow White, like all the animals and the plants, and like a lot of life gravitates to you. So yeah, I think that's a great name for you.
thank you. And also, like, to be completely honest,
Hmm.
I am an incredibly sadistic person as well, but only within confines of enthusiastic consent.
Okay.
And something that I tell people is that you know someone's consenting when they're paying you to do it.
Right? Yeah, they ask for this if they're paying for it. Hey, Dahlia,
Right.
we see you, Dahlia. You have to hit the unmute button. Dahlia, hit the unmute button.
Ugh.
Ask to unmute. I'm sorry.
I'm
There you are. There you are. Come in. It keeps coming in and out. There you go, Dahlia. You're back in the game, girl.
grandma duties. Everybody wants to come at once. You know that.
Yeah, that's what grandmas do. We got
Go.
Snow Whites and we got grandmas up in here. We got it all.
The gilfs.
So I wanted to know, since you are a professional dominatrix, what is the difference between an amateur one and a professional one? Is there such a thing?
um, that's
Give us the tea.
yeah, that's a good question with a funny answer, and I'm about to get salty.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, like if you were to define the difference between an amateur and professional dominatrix, you would say one who charges money versus who doesn't, the professional being the one who charges money. But
Gotcha.
in any other industry, you've got to have credentials.
Yeah, right?
But like out in the Wild West, like in the sex worker game, like you don't need credentials. I mean, a reputation helps. Review sites can be helpful, but really, like, it's kind of luck of the draw.
Mhm.
I've noticed with my professional peers out here, and they're not necessarily like I'll just I'll say a price point doesn't define someone's skill level.
That's true. I agree.
Yeah. So it's what I would recommend if someone were to hire a dominatrix
Mhm.
is to like have a back and forth email exchange, not like a long one, maybe send a tribute so you're not wasting their time, but like have a back and forth and see if the person knows the vocabulary of the industry and if they're on the same page energetically, because I think like a lot of people when they're hiring dominatrixes for their first time, like don't really think it through. They're just like, "Ooh, pretty. I want to order that and have it arrive."
Yeah.
And but they don't really consider whether or not like the energy is going to match, if the skill level is going to be high enough for the situation that they want to be involved in, things like that.
Yeah, I found it interesting that on I believe your Instagram or TikTok you're asking for reviews. I didn't know the dominatrixes get reviews. So that's wonderful, I think, so that more people can give their input on what they experience, and it's helping you get more business.
Yeah, I would say like normally ideally, except right now I don't know if you caught the part in that video about like me saying that somebody's like messing with my reviews.
Oh yeah, I think I did see that.
Yeah, so that's like unfortunate, but I have since cuz like I kind of took the Taylor Swift approach to that where I was like I'm not going to read this cuz it'll make me mad.
Yeah.
I'm going to let someone else handle it.
Hmm.
And um so the word from my friends is basically that the reviews sound so ridiculous that like anyone with half a brain would not take them seriously.
Yeah, a lot of businesses get that. There's some crazy people out in this world, and they have
Just
nothing
like
better to do.
acting. The
Yeah,
reviews, right? Anything with a review. you know.
Yeah, like any small business is going to be like that.
Mhm.
Especially like, there's always haters, especially like if you're ambitious and things like that, who are going to try to tear you down instead of
Oh
building
yeah.
themselves.
Yeah, trust me, I get them. I get reviews too, and
Yeah, she
YouTube
does.
crazy comments. Yeah. But that means
Like
I'm doing my job because I'm on their mind regardless, and I'm not thinking about them. No, just
like like they say, we're doing something right if we have haters.
thank you,
Keep
Delia.
it up, girl.
Yeah. And I think that women like us who challenge the norms of the patriarchy
Mm.
are like, we become targets sometimes.
Yeah, you're not even lying.
Yeah.
You're not lying because I was watching. There's women who are making like a killing, brewing alcohol, right? So the males started like branding them as witches and created all this propaganda to, burn them at the stake. They're evil, but they were just making more money than the men, so they were pissed off. And that's true story. That's reality. That's
And
the
that's
reality we live in.
happening now
Yeah, they live.
I
in the
They use
industries
propaganda.
everywhere.
Yeah,
I love to know whose alcohol was inadvertently rebranded as witch's brew, because I'll buy the fuck out of it.
right. Right. I know. Me too.
Well,
That was
they call them spirits. They call
Yeah.
alcohol spirits.
Yeah. Yeah. I had no idea.
That's an old thing. That's old though.
Mhm.
Years
Yeah.
back. Like
Yeah, I've heard of the word spirits too. I just didn't know that's why they started calling women witches. But yeah, that was not too many people talk about it. So that I'm learning about this at 48 years old.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
honey, I'm 63.
Yeah.
it's just like they did the same thing with the Jewish community with like anti-Semitic propaganda,
Mhm.
where they were like, that's why witches are branded to have Jewish noses,
Oh.
Oh, why?
Oh, so
because they want to associate us with negativity and things that people were afraid of.
oh yeah, I see
Oh.
propaganda once again. That makes sense. I'm glad you brought that out too. So they're trying to brand Jewish people as witches, is what she's telling us.
Oh my.
Yeah, like you can find old like 1940s ads that have like comparisons between Jewish people and like witches and stuff like that. And it's just so funny to me because it's like that's how politics has always gone, is like anytime capitalists, like hyper capitalists, feel threatened by like someone who's up and coming,
Yeah.
they've got to prey on and play on other people's fear.
Yep. So true. So true.
And if they're calling the Jewish people, the women witches, then they're, you know what? I love my nationality, all the Latinas, that they do a lot of that in the Latin countries. You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
that's where they called us brujas and I forgot the word, the other word they use where you go buy candles and everything. I can't think of it right now.
Santera or something like that.
Yeah, something like, but now they're trying to just put everything on everybody because they don't know. I don't think they understand. People who don't understand starts putting labels on things.
Or they understand and they just want to destroy you. Because they used to
That
say that
too. That
voodoo
too.
was bad, but it's actually African spirit stuff people.
From African, right?
Yeah, so they try to make it look bad. So they make a
Hey,
lot of things look bad if it's not helping their ideals
right?
or their whatever
Their
the
agenda.
fuck is, their plight that they're trying to.
Yeah.
But who requests your services more? Is it more men or women?
Ooh, this is going to have an interesting answer.
Uh-huh.
Men
I'm doing this.
men and women request my services, but only men are generally willing to compensate me for my services financially,
Oh,
because women feel entitled to sexual services based on the supply and demand that they experience in the heterosexual world.
oh wow.
Wow.
That's interesting.
So
Okay.
like basically like I hardly ever play with women. I actually got yeah, like I will like on like if I have established like an emotional connection with a woman,
Mhm,
then that's different.
mhm.
But like I hardly ever professionally play with women because unless they're like doing a photo shoot or something, like a lot of models will contact me for shibari, which is the decorative rope art, like on bodies. So I'll do like body paint or bondage that's like really beautiful. And models will pay me for that because they understand that they're investing in their career. So they'll pay for that. But generally speaking, like even it's so funny, even sissies, like the male to female cross dressers who don't do it full time will expect the feminine treatment of me not charging them, which I think is fucking wild.
Yeah, I want my money. I'm not here to play with you guys for free.
Right.
Business is business.
I
Yeah.
know, you got bills to pay.
It's so cute. And that's something I want to say is like for a lot of small business owners out there, anytime somebody asks you for a friendship discount, explain to them that real friends would pay you double.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you. There you go.
And you know what? If you do something good, you better get paid for it.
Thank you. Yeah, time, energy, materials. We totally understand it.
Yeah. It's like, and I think that's something that I've become like very aware of since I've started charging for all of that is like how emotionally depleting men are, especially, and how high maintenance they are. And it makes me not want to spend time around them as much.
Okay.
Sounds like a man to me.
Delia, you go ahead and ask questions. I'm
Okay.
to share our stream.
Are you in a relationship, or how do you feel about even being in a relationship with the work you do?
It's a good one.
And yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about my lack of romance.
Okay. Well, honey, there's enough room in this boat. Come on, sit down. I'll scoot over. Scoot over, Spice. Okay.
I know.
So
We got room, honey.
I always say there's a few kinds of guys out here who want to date me. There's the ones who want to be the boyfriend pimp, where they're just like, ooh, if I date you, I can boss you around and take your money. Now I will kill you before I give you money.
Good for you.
So those ones, and then next we've got the polyamorous. So the polyamorous dude or woman is like, it's okay that you're a sex worker. I'm polyamorous. Well, the thing is, I'm not polyamorous. Okay. So I'm not interested in my partner hooking up with a bunch of other people.
Okay.
Yeah,
so we've had polyamorous people on our show too. They're really nice though.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's if you can do it, you can do it, but I'm too selfish.
Okay. Okay.
I know. I don't like sharing either.
I don't either, but we do have them on our show. At least they're honest. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Right.
I love the concept of ethical non-monogamy, which is what you're supposed to practice as a polyamorous person. But I don't like the idea of my partner's resources going toward anyone but me.
Right? I'm the same way. Like I need that money over here.
Yes.
Yeah. Like if you've got time and energy and money to spend, it's got to be on me.
Yes. Shake that tambourine, Delia.
But as far as my dating life goes, I just only date for money right now because for one, I'm saving up for a house, and for two, men are trash, and for three, I am not.
I love that. Yes. Can you say it louder again for the people in the back?
Shake the tambourine again and say something, because you shook the tambourine and we couldn't see it. You have to say something while you shake it, or else the camera won't pick you up.
Say it louder for people in the back.
Thank you. There you go.
I cannot date men for free because they are trash.
Thank you. So sad.
I love it.
Watches the show the most is the men. They must like being called trash. That's why we got Wholesome Domme on here.
Throw the trash out, honey.
I bet you're like Howard Stern, where your haters watch you more than your lovers do.
Yes, it's so true, right? Same thing with Elvira. She used to say the same thing, like the Bible thumpers would talk so much crap about her, but they were her #1 viewers. Yeah, so welcome to reality.
But yeah, what, darling?
Oh, so are you maybe in the future thinking of maybe, do you ever think about maybe being married, or you like the single, what you're doing now? I love single life, so
Okay, I am obsessed with being single.
me too. Yeah, another.
Yeah, it's like I always tell people they would have to bribe me to marry them. And like I'm
Yeah.
very about it in the sense that like I believe in dowries, but that dowries should be negotiated by the person who is getting married
Yeah.
and be the one who receives the dowry. And that's like a safety net for in case things go bad.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Right.
Yeah, these
So,
men are, a lot of men are cheap.
Very.
and it's like, why would I? Because I have big dreams and I'm ambitious. So why would I combine myself legally
What did
with?
you do? Go sit down. Sorry, grandkids. Yeah,
But
grandkids did something.
All right, go wholesome.
okay, but also the other way, and I probably shouldn't say this on, but if I have like a best friend, is she'd have to be female. Like, but if I had like a best friend who's female, or if I were in love with a woman or something, and she has citizenship issues, then I'd get married.
Okay. Oh, to help your friend if she has citizenship issues.
Yeah, but that's like the only way I'd get married.
Okay, so the two ways. One was what's it, a dowry, and then two, as if you're helping your friend out.
Yeah, so it's like extremes.
Okay. Okay, we know we have to work hard to get you. They better come with some cattle or something.
For the eight.
I want
So,
a menagerie.
yeah, you're lucky.
Again, wholesome.
Oh, I was joking. I said I want a menagerie with pandas and camels and things.
Oh yeah. Hey, I don't blame you. If you could get those, that's even more expensive.
You know, it's so funny. Like, on Seeking Arrangements out here, there's a guy with a profile called I Have a Tiger.
Oh.
And he's like this young guy who has a pet tiger.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, it's a thing.
Uh-huh. Okay. So yeah, if he could come with all those animals that cost a lot of money, he must have some type of money.
I mean, even if you can keep that tiger fed, that's expensive.
I didn't think about that. That's true. Hey, you know what to look for when you're trying to get that money. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that is true. That's not cheap. Um, what events do you get booked for the most? Do you usually work like one-on-one with the person? Or are you going to shows and booking? Or is it
Well, I mostly book one-on-one, discreet, private sessions.
okay?
Lately, I've mostly been working with tourists and business travelers
Okay.
because they're like better at scheduling, which I find to be like more convenient and respectful of my time.
Okay.
They're also like better at budgeting,
Okay.
and also like I tend to attract stalkers, so I
That's a
feel safe.
Pisces thing.
Like no big deal, but you know, us mysterious Pisces, they
Sexy.
get
You got the
on.
sexy part. No, just funny.
um but yeah, so I feel safer working with people who don't live here.
Okay.
And mainly like I'll either host at my place. I used to have a dungeon, but it got bulldozed
Ah,
literally.
the dungeon would have been so cool.
It was so cool. It was the size of like a 3-car garage, and
Mhm.
I had slaves build it, and it had a tin roof, so when it rained it was like toot 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 toot.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was like really dope, but I never got like the paperwork for it, you know, like I never did the right paperwork to like build independent structure or whatever they call it.
That's so cool though. That would have been fun.
But it was like it gave me a taste of what I want to do in the future.
Hmm.
And um I'm gonna have to do it on a bigger scale because you know, go hard or go home.
Yeah, no, definitely. I can't wait. I can't wait to see this though. because I think that'd be fun to have a dungeon, but now you're gonna have a plantation. I was like, I can't even think that big, and she thought of a whole entire plantation.
Girl, dream big and then try to make your dreams bigger.
Yes, I get it. I thought I dreamed big, but you definitely a Pisces. You took it to a whole other level.
I need some Virgos. So that is my ask.
Uh-huh.
Is if there's any Virgos watching this, or maybe some Capricorns or Taurus,
Uh-huh.
as long as you got the resources and the generosity. But I love me some Virgos because they make my dreams come true.
Oh, good. Okay.
So
Capricorns are kind of cold though.
yeah,
They're money makers, but the men, they don't like to show their feelings.
Oh,
No,
that's exactly what my daughter's dad was, a Capricorn as well.
Oh,
yeah.
they're good.
Too stiff.
They're good people, but
Stiff.
did you have that problem of, showing affection?
Mhm.
They can be as cold as ice, girl.
Oh my
I
God,
have
you
a friend.
must have been there, Dad. You
like
know
him.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He doesn't. You might well be in a relationship by yourself.
Yep, I agree.
Hold your own hand, everything.
I agree. That's how my
Now in bed, they're good. But
did you see me roll my eyes?
oh well, mine is anyway. Like what? Oh, but anyhow, for affection and all that, they're cold. They're like the boss, like.
Oh dang, yeah, I agree. So yeah, we wouldn't encourage the Capricorns, Wholesome Dom.
No,
but hey, you may have a
Virgo-
better experience with you. Maybe they don't act right since she's whipping them.
Yeah, and she's a Pisces, so maybe, yeah.
I'm just saying, Virgos, if you got your shit together and want to help me get my shit together and blooming and blossoming, come at me.
Okay. Virgos, if you're listening, hit up Wholesome Dom. She's
Virgo.
on Instagram and TikTok.
But I will not marry you.
Okay. There you
Okay.
go. Yeah, just drop that money and then go.
Bye.
Virgos are good providers. The men are.
Oh yeah.
They're good people.
I don't know.
Women are too. I have a sister that's a Virgo.
Yeah,
but the men are good providers. I know a lot of Virgo men that have with my friends. They're very good providers.
Oh, good. That's what Wholesome Dom's looking for.
I need Virgo.
So
very rich Virgo.
Nice.
And Chris and you guys are compatible with Virgos. You guys are Pisces. You're compatible with Virgos and Scorpios.
Oh God.
Not a Scorpio. Not for me.
Scorpios look good, but they're usually like alcoholics.
Oh.
Smoke a weed. No, I don't know.
That too.
No, I don't know. Now I don't know about all of them, but a couple I've seen.
Okay. Well, yeah, some.
So Wholesome Dom,
not everybody fits that.
Who's that with you, Wholesome Dom?
Oh, this is Cotton Kisses.
Cotton?
Aw. Cotton Candy?
Yeah, Cotton Candy Kisses. That's his full name.
Oh.
He's my little Jack Russell mix.
So cute.
Here. That's a full size. He actually weighs less than my cat.
Oh, really?
Oh, where's your cat?
She's hiding in the closet.
Okay.
Aww.
He's so cute though. He's so cute.
Yeah, I love him. He's my little boy. He's an Aries, so he's kind of a handful.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he's so cute. I love dogs. I love animals altogether.
Yes, I love all animals.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But just in our busy lives, we have, when we on the go, who's going to watch our animals?
No, that's true. That's something to consider.
Then we got to ask somebody, and I hate asking.
And it's cheap to go on the plane either,
You
but
know.
I still like them.
Yeah. Rose.
So Wholesome Dom. Can we ask what your prices are? I think you touched on it a little bit. How do you usually charge for your services? Do you have a price chart? Is it different?
Yeah.
Vary or?
Yeah, I've got a rate sheet. So I'm $200 an hour for quality time, which is basically like a escorting rate where they're just getting my companionship.
Okay.
And undivided attention.
Okay.
Which I think is pretty fucking legit.
Okay.
And then there's $350 an hour for platonic cuddles.
Okay.
and $3.50 an hour for, well, $3.50 for a half hour
Okay.
of spicy, like BDSM time.
Okay.
And then $5.50 an hour, well, $5.50 to $700 depending on what the activity is
Okay.
for like BDSM session. And then I'm only like charging $2,000 for overnights now,
Okay.
because basically like overnight be like really intense, but I found them to be like emotionally rewarding for everyone involved.
Okay.
So like if you take like 3 of my normal hours, that would cost more than an overnight.
Uh-huh.
So like if somebody books me for an overnight, then they get to like get the combination of quality time and like a full BDSM immersive experience. So that's like my favorite.
Okay.
And then like obviously like if I travel, then I've got to charge a little bit extra to cover expenses.
Okay. So are your sessions usually at home or sometimes at their place as well?
Lately I've been going to the strip a lot, the Las Vegas strip where the hotel casinos are.
Okay.
And sometimes I host, but like with my current like roommate, I only host when he's not home,
Okay.
because like he's a vibe killer. Like honestly, I've had roommates who were sex workers and stuff, and they were so awesome, and
Uh-huh.
we would look out for each other, but like he is a vibe killer.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you
Uh,
sometimes go to where they're located then.
I
Yeah.
want I wanted to ask you in your activities when you host and your events and that and so forth. Are you ever nervous, or have you gotten anybody that dangerous,
That was one
you
of
know,
my questions too. I'm glad you asked that.
cuckoo in the head, comes out very nice and oh, yeah, we'll take care of business, boom, I'm gone? Or do you are you ever nervous about that and that sort of thing? I mean, how do you do this to where you're like, okay, I have another customer in so much time, you know, what if they don't want to leave and things like that? You
Good
get a real
question.
nut case.
Yeah, how do you
Okay.
protect yourself?
How do you protect yourself?
Well, I've got a lot of safety protocol, and also like I'm very fortunate to be a zombie Pisces, which means like I've died before, which means I've had a pineal gland dump, which means I'm damn near psychic when it comes to
Yeah,
re
guys
reading.
are. Yeah, those two.
And but what
Okay.
is that it's in most spicy workers' best interest, sex worker, spicy worker. It's in most of your best interests, like if you're thinking about getting into it, to do actual background checks. But the problem with background checks is that if somebody's never been convicted, they
Yeah.
have a clean.
Yeah.
You
Right.
So the thing is, I've noticed, and I am so lucky for this, is that somebody, and this is another reason I love the business travelers,
Mhm.
because they have too much to lose.
Mm.
You
Okay.
know, these guys who are
Oh,
hella successful, they've got reputations to uphold.
Yeah.
They
we're in the wrong business, Spice. So
Yeah, and they've got families and everything.
got it. So
Mhm.
So
these are like business people.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm out of town, babe. I got a board meeting in Vegas or something,
yep,
right?
yep,
Okay.
Mhm.
yeah. So it's mostly I'll get guys who are business travelers, and they're my favorites, the ones that come through like a few times a year, because then I can just schedule them in. Um, and then I'll get like the tourists who are looking to have a wild Vegas experience, so they want to
Oh,
include a femdom in that.
Nice.
And usually I've noticed that the tourists have less money than the business travelers.
Okay.
So I consider them higher risk just because they have less to lose. But I've just noticed personally that the guys who come out of town specifically to have an experience with me are so nervous to meet me that they definitely wouldn't harm me.
Okay. And that's
But
That's the business people?
Well, usually the tourists are the ones who are nervous, you know?
Okay, okay, so you don't worry about them as much then.
Yeah, and also like I keep security, like so the funny thing to me is like pimps will always be like, I'll protect you, and I'm like, yeah, I can hire that for $20 an hour.
Okay.
You know, so
Have your own protection.
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I just have my friends who are like
Yeah,
either
Great.
like friends who either live the street life or construction workers, like scary dudes.
yeah.
And I'll be like, just sit on the couch in my living room for $20 an hour.
Oh, good.
Just drop me off and
Oh.
introduce me to this man, and then pick me up at the end for $20 an hour.
Okay.
Smart.
And
Good
so
for
that
you.
gives a bit of a safety net and a intimidation factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, like personally, I've done so much mixed martial arts training, and my bag, you know, my tool bag, my toy bag is basically full of weapons.
Wow. Good for you, girl.
I-
Get that weapon.
That's a tough girl right there.
Yeah, if somebody wants to die, but
Get that weapon.
just put the life insurance policy in my name first.
Right?
Right.
Totally. Um,
And how do you handle these guys that, are going there and they're drunk and
oh yeah, that's the hard part.
they want to smoke weed, they want to get, before anything. How do you deal with them like that? He's
Well,
drunk.
for me, communication is very important. And so I actually do forced intoxication scenes where I will intoxicate them myself.
Oh,
And
Oh,
so I do have to deal with people who are intoxicated sometimes. And it's a lot
right.
like being a bartender or a cocktail waitress where you just got for those drunk toddlers, you know?
mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
But there are certain drugs that I refuse to be around.
Okay.
And
Good.
um but I always get the information out of them up front. Like usually the guys who want to involve drugs will ask me if I want to party,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll be like, I'm not into that, but I can recommend someone who is, you
Yeah.
know?
Uh-huh.
So I
Great.
off the bat.
Okay.
And the worst I've had to deal with is drunk. And like drunk, they'll get sassy and stuff, and I've ended sessions before.
Okay.
Great.
And yeah, because like I always take my money up front.
That's what I was gonna ask. Do you ask for your money up front? Good for you.
Yeah.
You don't waste your time with the bullshit. Don't just-
Yeah, if somebody's misbehaving and they're making me feel like very uncomfortable or unsafe,
Yeah.
then they just lost money.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. What is financial domination? I never heard of that term before.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked because there's so many misconceptions about it.
Uh-huh.
For me, it's a traditional form of power exchange because in the traditional marriage between a heterosexual male and a woman, the male would financially dominate the woman,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
where he controls the finances, everything like that.
Yeah.
So financial domination is really just controlling the finances.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing like insane or messed up about it, like people might think. It's just like a different kind of intimacy and a different level of trust,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Like I personally call myself a kingmaker findom, which means that I will make someone have a savings account. I'll make them have a gym membership. I'll make them eat healthy food.
Wow.
Huh?
So, I definitely consider myself to be altruistic in my financial domination, but I do take some off the top because I deserve it.
Yeah.
It's kind of being an accountant, you know, when somebody's an accountant, they get money.
Yeah. Okay. I
So
know.
you're like a nutritious at the same time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I'm vegan, so I impose that on as many people as possible.
Okay. I'm a pescatarian, so I'm not as disciplined as you quite yet.
A pescatarian Pisces. I love it.
I know, isn't that crazy? Crazy.
Pure mermaid over here.
Yes, definitely. Who do you enjoy? What do you enjoy most about impact play?
Um, well, I like leaving marks. I think they look really cute.
Okay.
And I would say I also like giving men that flinch response. Like I like mind fucking with them while I'm spanking them.
Oh, let me get
All
my.
like a lot
You're
of times,
giving
like
some ideas now.
I'll
All right.
intentionally do a pattern, like a drum beat, like a pattern on their cheeks or their legs, safe spot.
Oh,
And
Oh,
then I'll switch up the pattern quickly. So they thought one thing was about to happen, but another thing happens.
oh,
And then,
teasing them.
mm-hmm.
yeah, and I do that enough times that they start flinching and it makes me like so happy.
I love
I know. That is so
it. Love it.
cool. What is your favorite pair of shoes?
Ooh, I would say I have a favorite category of shoes,
Okay. Okay. We like to hear
but
about those.
I love boots.
Okay. Yeah, boots
And
are cute.
They're
and
made for walking.
Mm-hmm.
yes, and I don't like stilettos or anything like that. Like I like to firmly stomp around.
Uh-huh.
So I like boots like that are a little bit more classy looking or like showgirl boots.
Okay.
Cause oh yeah, go
Yeah.
boots are the ones that
I
have
love
good
boots.
thick heels. And then the stripper ones are the ones with the stiletto heels.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoy go-go dancer boots.
Oh,
Like when
they're cute.
and then like day to day wear, I always go for like the ankle boots or the knee
I love.
high.
Okay. Okay.
Um, is there your any favorite outfits you like to wear or favorite color that
Yes.
gives you that, I'm her, I'm the bitch. Look at
Yeah. Actually, my boots really help with that because boots make me feel powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
also I would say that anything like booty shorts or tight pants makes me feel powerful because my legs are so big and powerful
Go girl.
that when you know
Hey,
okay, like we're gonna do this.
Oh, she got some
okay.
shorts on. Hey.
Look at guys.
You have to say something, Dom, wholesome
Oh,
Dom, or else we
uh,
can't see. Let her
yeah,
know.
I've got there's
Oh.
okay. But yeah, I've got these thunder thighs. And what's so great is, well, when I was a child, I grew up in a white area, so I was teased because I had big legs,
Uh-huh.
you know, because they expected everybody to look like a stick figure.
Yeah.
And, so I was always very self-conscious about my legs and my butt, and I was even like eating disordered about it, trying to like lose
Oh,
weight.
Uh-huh.
And then one day I was at the gym and I told myself, I'm going to work out as much as my body wants to work out. And then I'm going to eat as much as my body wants to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a game changer for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I started becoming more muscular. Like right now, I'm not very fit,
Uh-huh.
but I got bodybuilding. I'm into mixed wrestling as a fetish.
Wow.
And love how strong my legs are.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to show them off. It's kind of like, some guys will be like, look at my biceps.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'll be like, look at these
I,
thighs.
I know that's right. And she works the booty too, right? Wholesome?
Thank
I
you.
seen her in her pictures working the booty, working the peach, as she said.
and do you wear a lot of makeup when you do go out? You fix your hair. Do you wear makeup? What is your whole thing look like when
Your
you
whole
start
costume.
your day? Uh-huh.
I don't wear any makeup ever.
Oh,
Oh, the natural look.
yo,
Okay.
she's wholesome after all.
Oh, that's
Yes,
right. You're wholesome. Yeah.
You're lucky.
I mean, like, anyone can decide not to wear makeup, it's from what I've heard, it can be an emotional transition when you're getting used to your normal face.
Uh-huh.
But I think that everyone is kind of naturally beautiful in different ways.
Are.
And I wouldn't want to hide my freckles or even my wrinkles, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
So I was lucky enough to be introduced to the Sikh religion when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
And that's out of Punjab, which is in or near India. And like a big part of it is about celebrating who you are naturally.
Mhm.
Mm.
And so I wouldn't want to hide who I am.
Okay.
And I think that part of dominance is being comfortable with yourself and loving yourself.
Oh, nice. Our other
Yeah.
co-host, Lily,
Beautiful.
she comes on here sometimes. She's our co-host, and she doesn't wear makeup either. She always tells me, "You don't have to wear makeup." So that's nice because there's not too many people who say that.
Really
Yeah.
beautiful. And
Yeah.
you're a very beautiful young lady.
Yeah. Hats off to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah, that frees us too, so we don't have to wear all this shit. No, just
Yeah.
okay. I'm looking for the next question, Delia. Do you have another one?
Okay. Yes. So what is where are you from originally? And what nationality are you?
Okay, well, I grew up in upstate New York near Rochester. There's a tourist town called Canandaigua,
Okay.
and I would spend my summers and holidays in Detroit, so I was able to, you know,
Wow.
be affected and influenced by that culture as well. And then I spent the majority of my young adulthood in the South, like Charleston and Texas and things.
Mhm.
So that's like affected the way I interact with the world. I'm kind of a Southern belle with a New York spine.
Okay.
And ethnically, I am mostly Greek and Ashkenazi Jewish.
Okay.
Beautiful combination.
Yes.
Mhm. So I didn't know what pegging was. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know. I heard of the term, but I didn't really know what it is.
I don't know what it is either.
Okay. So I saw it on her Instagram. So do you enjoy pegging men? And maybe you might want to explain what pegging is.
Okay, so pegging is basically where someone wears a strap on
Hmm.
and inserts it into the rear end of another person.
Okay.
In the context of sexuality.
So
um,
do you do that with your clients then?
I do not.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so I actually don't do anything that is meant to enhance men's pleasure.
Okay. Oh.
Once I realized that pegging was more about massaging their prostate than it was about power exchange and them submitting to me, I quit.
Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah, because I noticed you put on there no saliva, right? Or mucus and
Yeah,
stuff like that. Okay.
yeah, I'm germaphobe, so I have very strict boundaries about other people's bodily fluids coming in contact with me.
Good for you. So
Oh, so you don't have
sex.
relation.
Correct.
Good for you, Wholesome Dom. Yeah, because we see a lot of people in the porn industry where they do exchange fluids, right?
Oh,
Yeah, that
See, we're
that is
learning so much by this interview.
yeah,
I
that is
love this
happening
interview.
to because actually I've got a few femdom competitors out here who cost less than me and do more than me, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but at first I was like, I felt a little bit threatened by that because I was
Yeah.
like, oh, but then I realized that there's like a difference between Whole Foods and McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Good
So,
stuff in the junk. Yep. Right?
And
yeah. And
and
it's like, if I feel like, because my job is to affect people psychologically and like physically, like 80% psychological, 20% physical.
Okay.
So I feel like if somebody has got to make it 90% physical, 10% psychological, they don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
And I like this because you don't have to worry about diseases,
Hmm.
catching anything.
Yeah, because some of the
So
party-
it's like bonding or bondage, whatever they call that, right?
Right. Yeah. And I do not look down on full service sex workers. And that's what they call service providers who do traditional sex work.
uh-huh.
I don't look down on them. I'm grateful for them.
Hmm.
But I just personally, it's not within my psyche to provide those services.
Yeah, I love what you're doing then. Like you're able to
Yeah, me
have a
too.
business and then you don't have to exchange, like
And
you said.
I like the part where you don't have to
Yeah, you don't have
all
to have
that
like, yeah,
all that other stuff.
yeah, I like it. And it's interesting because I think a lot of people they associate spicy workers with, yeah, you are having sex, but see, it's interesting to learn. And that's what I
And
think
they're
Echo
like
Maiden told me the same thing. She's like, yeah, they don't have to have sex with you. It's not
they're
like
called spice workers or spicy workers.
Oh, spicy workers, because some social media platforms will ban us based on like certain terminology. So we started using the word spicy instead of sex.
Oh.
so. Yeah, she was perfect for our show, the Spicy Divorce Party Planner.
Yeah, just the
meant to,
nasty girl.
just meet each other. Oh, so Wholesome Dom, do you have time to show us your plant collection and tell us like why you decided to create it and give us some information about it?
Okay, sure. Yeah. I do a lot of things to balance my life because I do work in an extreme environment per se and do extreme things, and so I have to do like things to normalize my life.
Okay.
Um and so part of that is like I'll hang out with my friends who have like kids and do like normal stuff with them, like
Right.
make art or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
and express that nurturing side of myself. And I think that's the thing is I love expressing the nurturing side of myself. And but like I'm not gonna have my own kids, like no way.
Okay.
Um so I garden, and
Okay.
so I'm getting on my knees for you.
Okay.
And so this is like my little rose garden.
You.
Oh.
And it's funny because I had bought it for my ex as like a test to see if he was nurturing. And he failed that test, but I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna let him die.
Aw, I think I'm gonna fail that test too. I've tried, Delia. I've tried. And
I
it
have so
doesn't
many
go well
tests
for me.
and hoops to jump through. It's so terrible.
Mhm, mhm.
But over here we've got rosemary.
Oh,
This
I love.
is a creeping rosemary. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Go.
yeah. You have lavender.
I used to have lavender. I need to get some.
Rose-
I want to get sage too.
Oh nice.
Sage, yes. Yeah, basil.
I don't have basil right now because I eat it too fast.
I
Oh.
know, right? I love.
Yeah, I'm a freak for pesto.
Mm.
Actually,
Yeah.
at my favorite pizza place, they call me the basil girl.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Now I want some pizza.
look
Yeah,
at
come
her.
out here. We'll get a pizza.
Yeah, I can't wait. If I ever go back out to Vegas, I will definitely link up with you. I'd love to meet you in real life.
Yeah,
I would love that as well.
We'd have fun.
I'd love to meet you.
That would be so cool. We should do like, oh, you know what? Once I get my plantation, you guys can come out and visit anytime because that'll be big enough for me to
Oh,
host overnight guests and stuff.
It
Yeah,
makes
we
me
would love to.
think about Gone with the Wind.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Yeah.
You know the movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Gone with the
In her
Wind.
plantation.
Yeah.
I
But her
always
a
rely on the
little different.
kindness
She's
of
having a man.
strangers.
Right? I love that.
But this, okay, so over here, real quick, we've got is it in shot? I can't really tell.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can
know.
see, I can see your plant. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Beautiful.
the one that Cotton's looking at right now is a variety of jasmine.
Oh, I love jasmine. Smells good
Yeah.
at night.
Jasmine is like my favorite flower.
Smells good at night though, right? They have the little white flower.
Oh yeah. And then over here we've got a little bit of aloe, the aloe family.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
And then this is an opitia, which is also known as prickly pear.
I like
Yeah.
that.
And it's actually related to a plant that I gifted my friend a few years ago.
Cute.
So that's kind of cool.
That's cool that they're related to plants.
Yeah, it's like a little, like, I've been learning so much about plants. It's like so fun because you can always just learn more and research more.
Uh-huh.
And you know, to tie in, that's one of the reasons I love BDSM, is because it's always like there's more to learn and experience. And I recently learned that plants try to befriend each other, and so when they grow, they'll reach towards each other and try to touch.
That is
So
so cool.
yeah, so I put them all, like, I planted them in such a way that if they want to touch, they can touch. If they don't want to touch, they don't have to.
That is the coolest thing ever. I had no idea about that.
Interesting, because I have plants out here and they're like together, but then I put them apart.
Uh-oh. You better put them close.
I should put them back together.
Yeah.
They probably miss each other.
Oh, that is so cool. And I read somewhere that you pick these ones because you move to different locations and you try to pick plants that represent like where you live, the environment, right?
Yeah, it's important
Oh,
to have like outdoor plants that will thrive in the environment that I'm in.
Mhm.
So I believe I'm in zone 9A, because like there's like this plant chart that has like zones based on the weather and all this stuff.
Mhm.
And so basically I am in an arid, dry desert environment that's super hot in the summertime. And so like cactus does well out here, like mesquite trees do well, blackberries, and then a lot of nightshades do well out here, which is surprising. Um, and then melons if you keep them watered.
Yum. Yeah, I love your plant collection. I love how you know so much about it. And I want to ask you too, so being a dominatrix, you say you have to know a lot of terms and stuff like that. So where do you go to learn more about this industry?
Oh, that's a really excellent question. So
yeah.
if
Question.
I were I'm gonna go inside because there's like a helicopter.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
if I lived in a small town and I were trying to get into BDSM, I would use online resources like YouTube has a lot of information,
Okay.
and there's like certain websites, and then even on Instagram and TikTok there's a lot of really good creators.
Okay.
What I recommend is, and this is gonna sound intense, but it's not too intense,
Mhm.
is like before you get into stuff, learn about anatomy and the vascular system, just the basics,
Okay.
because you want to be able to prevent injury.
Oh.
And anytime you're curious about a new activity, before you learn the how to the activity, learn about how to prevent injury doing that activity.
Okay.
And
makes
then
sense.
if somebody's in a medium-sized city to a large city, they can find community events either through Meetup or FetLife, FETLIFE. That's a social media for kinky people.
Okay.
And like I have had a lot of mentors I've met through FetLife and the fetish community.
Okay.
And so like I attend a lot of workshops, but then if I really like somebody's style and empathy and technique and everything like that, then I'll just approach them and be like, you know, this is my level of experience. I notice you're more experienced than me in these ways, and I appreciate your style. Is there any chance that you could do some one-on-one time with me?
Oh, cool.
You know, so I think that's like a big thing is mentorship. And if you can't get mentorship, then just research the heck out of stuff.
Okay.
And also, like, pillows make an excellent torso when it comes to practice, whether it's practicing how to tie up a body, a pillow can make a nice torso,
Okay.
or if you're practicing your aim with flogging,
Mhm.
that can make a good torso,
Okay.
because you never want to like hurt a person, you know?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's true.
So I always advise people to exercise caution, and when they're trying new things, to test and escalate rather than starting at the most intense part. Just start down here and then slowly build up so you can see where the actual stopping point is, and to have like clear communication with their partner.
No, I'm glad you brought that up because I wouldn't think about that. I'm like, oh, they enjoy being whipped, but it kind of brings me back to film school because there's the teacher taught us about like some people are trying to film a train was coming and they wanted to film so bad that they got they got run off by the train. I know I shouldn't be laughing, but to us you would think it's common sense, but yeah, common sense really isn't that common, I guess, because they still got hit by a train. So
Right.
I think it's kind of pertains back to what you're talking about. Yeah, you got to be cautious.
Totally.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think about that till you mentioned it. I'm glad you said that. For some people just jump in and whip the hell out of somebody and kill them accidentally.
Well, yeah, I have heard so many injury stories about people receiving bad BDSM
Oh my,
from novices,
yeah.
and it's from providers. And that's why I think it's so important to interview your provider before you see them,
Okay.
instead of just booking someone without talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if somebody doesn't know what they're doing, like a lot of times there can be nerve damage, like if you hit someone too hard in certain spots, or if you like tie on certain spots like right here, or
Uh-huh.
the armpit, stuff like that. I call them the kill spots. Some people call them the tickle spots, but you never lay rope over those spots.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like my little tip,
So
for a
you can die from this if it's not.
easily.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So that's why I think it's important to be playful, but to be cautious first and foremost.
I'm so glad that you told us that because, like, Delia and I really aren't in this world, so it's interesting to learn. Like, this is all new material to us. A lot of our viewers are probably a lot of people are in the same boat as well. So it's so great to have you here answering all of our crazy questions.
Well, thank you for having me. I've been enjoying my time on your show.
Oh, good, good. We got some more questions with you for you still though. Let me.
I was trying to say, now don't let him get mad at you now, Spice. We know all the parts now. Like,
I know.
do you have any other hobbies than plants? Do you cook? Do you paint?
Yeah.
What else do you like to do for fun?
Well, I am an experience collector and a foodie. So I love cooking and trying new recipes or
Oh,
recipes. And I'm actually working on a vegan microwave cookbook.
Oh, nice. I didn't.
And um, I love painting and making all kinds of art and hanging out with my friends, going to karaoke. And I know it doesn't sound like that great of an activity, but I'm obsessed with cuddling. So whether it's with my pets or my friends, I just love cuddling.
Oh,
oh,
I said cuddle, and this guy came over.
oh,
oh.
he's so cute. He's such a cute.
You know, the cuddling is does they say, like, you hug somebody and it really helps that person to like really like calm them down.
Yeah, I've heard that before too.
So, with me, I like to hug people. When I hug my sons, they're grown men, but they're, to us, they're our babies, and you can feel that tension once you hug them,
Yeah,
but then it all goes away.
yeah, that's wonderful.
So maybe that is good for you too,
Yeah, it's definitely good for my mental health and bonding with my friends and animals.
Oh,
Yes.
so on another note that's kind of similar, well, I don't know. Do
Look,
you ever have requests for cuckolding? Am I saying it correctly?
Oh, yes.
what is
Okay, so cuckolding
Mm-hmm.
is so much fun for me. Because like in my marriage, I was non-consensually cucked in the sense that I was being cheated on.
Oh,
So
damn.
I love cheating on men,
Uh-huh.
but I wouldn't want to do that non-consensually.
Okay.
So cuckolding is really cool for me, and I really am loving. I love incorporating chastity, which
Mhm.
are like they call them cock cages, but they're devices that like oh, I wish I had one on hand, but they keep things under lock and key,
Okay.
and like because like people sometimes request like live sessions, want to see my I don't have a my man,
Uh-huh.
you know what I
Uh-huh.
so instead of like um getting a partner at the time, whatever involved, there's like certain like male sex workers that I'll get involved and I'll subcontract to.
Oh, okay, I get you. Okay. Delia, do you know what cuckolding is? Because I know
No, I'm just,
okay.
I want to
Like,
know.
what the hell is
Inquiring
it?
minds.
Go ahead and explain it a little bit more in detail because it's a new term for me as well.
Okay, great. So cuckolding is basically consensual cheating,
Mhm.
and it can be like expressed in many ways and have different boundaries depending on the relationship.
Okay.
But like the typical cuckolding scenario is where a man becomes aroused by his wife taking other partners. And instead of being angry about it, he's enthusiastic about it and is proud of his wife and thinks it's really hot and stuff like that.
Yeah, Delia, have you heard of that? It's mostly like in porn.
Never. Okay.
Wait till you tell your sons what we're learning today.
Yeah. How was your interview, Mom? Well, you have a minute? Oh,
Yeah, but it is a big thing right now. So yeah, there's like videos where like uh I guess yeah, like sometimes it's a girlfriend over there and the guy's hooking up with some new chick and stuff. So it varies, like Wholesome Dom said. Yeah, there's different scenarios.
Oh, totally. Actually, a couple I know out here, and I'm sure they wouldn't mind me mentioning them because they're also spicy workers.
Uh-huh.
But Miss Swinger and Swinger's wife, like in their personal life, sometimes they incorporate cuckolding where she is the cuck and she gets like very excited and she's proud of him.
Oh,
So it's
messing with
really
somebody else, sleeping with somebody else.
yeah, it's really cute. And honestly, like as a woman, like when I was in my last long-term relationship, I was in a master slave relationship,
Uh-huh.
and my partner, who was a male partner and identified as my slave, disclosed to me that he had a cheating fantasy.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, you know what, babe, I don't want to hide this dick from the world because he had the best. So I was like, I'm not going to hide this from the world. I'm going to share it.
Uh-huh.
But, we got to put some rules on this.
Uh-huh.
And so we put a bunch of rules on it. Well, I did.
Mhm.
And so I didn't get like a thrill out of sharing him. One of the rules was don't ask, don't tell.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't want to hear about it. Just, you can have your fantasy that I don't know about it.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
And, um, but he would always use protection with the other partners, would never open mouth kiss them, would never eat them out,
Mhm.
nothing that had anything to do with fluid exchange.
Okay.
But because intimacy between us involved fluid exchange.
Okay. So you didn't allow him to do any fluid exchange.
Yeah, and that's like super common in the swinger community and cuckolding and stuff like that. Is like one of the boundaries will be related to communicable diseases.
So what was he allowed to do then?
He was allowed to penetrate them with his penis or fingers or toys.
He was.
And, you know, treatives wanted to be treated like that. The other thing is what which means he both had a dominant and a submissive side. So he his slave or submissive side with me and was my bitch, but with everybody else, he was dominant.
Okay.
So that was another boundary we had, was that he couldn't serve any other goddesses, but he was allowed to have submissives serve him.
Okay. So you said he could still touch them with his hands and everything then?
Yeah.
Okay. And he could do penetration with his fingers, what you said.
Yeah.
Oh,
With
wow.
his and
Okay.
penis, he have to use protection and everything like that.
Okay. Okay. So you learned something new, Delia.
I sure did. Back in the day, they called it swinging, so I don't know if they do that. They have a new name for it now.
Do you usually have work like on a regular basis or sometimes times slow?
Oh yeah, there's actually slow seasons, like the winter season from about November through January is like the slow season out here.
Okay.
But what
Oh.
I use Twitter to interact with other sex workers,
Uh-huh.
and from what I've heard is that it's slow season during that time because like it's a time that's like very financially demanding for a lot of people, so they tend to cut out like the extras.
Okay.
So it's like important to budget for that, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, but like springtime and summer, like especially
Summer's
out,
booming. Summer's
yeah,
booming.
it's popping. Like right
Okay.
now, I've noticed like I'm starting to get to the point
Here.
I have to decide between clients, and I love that feeling.
Okay. Okay. So you got a lot right now.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm grateful.
Okay, good. And also you have a very interesting Instagram. I saw you in one of your pictures, you're taking a green bath. What is that?
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna grab it real quick.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Interesting day, Spice. I love you.
Oh, isn't it fun having different types of people on
I
here?
know. I told my sister. She's gonna go, you didn't say it with that kind of interview. Sit back and listen, sis. Stop.
Right? Might learn something.
You might learn something.
Hey, Veronica, I saw you were watching. Veronica's my friend, a longtime friend from Phoenix. So shout out to all my Phoenix, Arizona people.
I'm back.
Oh,
What is it?
So
okay.
these are Crayola,
Oh,
and
Oh,
and it's like the same like material as a bath bomb, except like dye
oh.
moisturizer.
uh-huh.
And so like if
Oh
you
my
look in,
I would love that.
there's these little tabs, and like they're red, yellow, and
Oh,
blue.
love the crayons. Okay.
Yeah, so you can drop like today I took like a little mermaid bath where I made the water the same color as the
That's
little
the Pisces mermaid.
That's cute. I
I'm
love
gonna get
that.
Spice girls.
So
So
Can be-
it's fun because I like baths. So like sometimes I'll take a selfie if I like.
Cute.
yeah, that is cute. So Wholesome Dom, can you tell everybody what your Instagram handle is?
Yes, my Instagram is Wholesome Dom. My TikTok is Wholesome Dom. My FetLife is Wholesome Dom LV. My Twitter is Wholesome Dom, and my Cash App, which is most important,
Right?
Exactly.
$ Wholesome Dom. WHOLESOMEDOMME.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So I know that you're also on the dating app Hinge. Are you still on there?
No, I actually got salty on there.
Oh.
Hinge was part of what radicalized me into only dating for money.
Okay. Oh, after going on dates on there.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, because like I've escorted for forever, like way longer than I've dommed,
Okay.
and like just casually here and there. But like I am so accustomed to escort clients who are like super respectful, take you to the best places, open your doors, have heated seats in their cars. You know, like that's what I get when I'm working. So like when I'm not working, somebody's not bringing it harder, I'm like, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And the thing is like the Vegas guys don't bring it very hard.
Oh no.
So, um, So I just like actually on my Hinge, I wrote like at the bottom that y'all have radicalized me into becoming an escort. Here are the sites I'm on if you want to find me.
Okay, okay, cool. Because I did see that on your Instagram. It mentioned Hinge, so I thought I'd ask you about that.
Yeah, I would say like I would encourage all women to charge for dating unless they're dating other women.
Okay. I know I follow Shira7 and she says the same thing. Yeah, because
Mhm.
a lot of these men are super cheap. My God.
Yeah,
They don't buy
really.
gifts for Christmas, birthdays, Valentine's
Nothing.
Day. And then they
Oh,
act like it's an issue if you go to out to eat with them, some of them. They're like,
yeah.
don't get used to like me paying for it. I'm like, oh really? Cheap
Uh-uh.
ass motherfucker. No, just-
No, it's like
Right.
used to me answering your text messages, sir.
yeah, exactly. Exactly, Wholesome Dom.
But
So
yeah, I'm a fan of Shira7 and
me
also
too. I love Shira7.
Texas Garden Fairy. Have you heard of her?
No.
She's really great too.
Uh-huh.
Um, she's like, I think she lives closer to you than she does to me.
Her name is Texas. What is it?
Texas Garden Fairy, and she goes by
Oh,
MA.
oh yeah, I'm gonna look for her. Texas
Yeah,
Garden. Dahlia, we
she,
gotta search for her.
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to her because I've learned a lot from her as well. And I love Shira as well.
Oh yeah.
Shira entertaining and like everything she says is like on point.
Right? Yeah, it's so sad we have to go to YouTube to learn something about dating
Um,
that we didn't learn when we were growing up.
2024.
I'm
Hey.
telling you. What is water play?
oh.
That sounds fun. Since I'm a Pisces.
Okay, well, water play sometimes involves funnels
Funnels. Okay.
that you can get on Amazon for like $6.
Okay.
And you hold them
Okay.
right here
Okay.
to direct things,
Oh, really?
Oh,
to
thing.
direct flow so that you can mark your territory.
Okay, I'm so confused. So, okay, so this funnel, you direct what? Their ejaculation? Is that what we're talking about? Or water? Or what is
Your
it? Huh? Or is it from a
water
woman?
play, playing with the water that is urine.
Water. So you direct.
Oh, that's urine like a dog.
Yeah. Like, and I consider myself to be primal, which means like I'm very like animalistic. And
Oh,
so I love water play.
okay. So you use a
Water
funnel so
play.
you can urinate. Is that what you're saying? You could.
Yeah. In fact,
So
Oh,
they're your urine. Okay. Like a dog.
yeah, yeah, there's this sex club
Fire
I
hydrant.
all this
My
just
turf.
pardon?
My turf. This is my turf.
Right. That's mine.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I see
But
what you're saying, Delia.
there's a sex club I go to that like all the time. It's like my hangout spot. It's called the Red Rooster.
Okay.
Like shout out to them because their security is the best. It's female owned. It's so cool.
Mhm.
And um I have a personal rule where I will never use their bathroom,
Okay.
not because they aren't clean, because it's a very clean facility, which is the reason I'm comfortable there, but just as a Dom, I will never pee on a toilet when there are men to pee on.
Oh, is is that all that water play is? Is that the only thing they do, or is there some other activities that go with it, or that most?
Oh, you can get creative. Like some people drink it.
Oh
And there's different ways to drink it.
my.
So it's a very creative activity.
Okay. No, no, I haven't heard of that one, Delia. Have you?
No. I love this every day. 63 learning.
I
I
love that.
got pen and paper.
Delia, she's an older woman and she's not embarrassed or anything. She's learning something.
Hell no.
That's what we love about Delia. She is so young.
Water play. Okay.
Oh, let's see here. Delia, do you have another question while I look for some more?
Yeah, I do. So how many hours, sweetie, do you work? Do you do this activity? How many hours is there? Or do you have for each thing? Do you have so many hours for each activity? We shall call them.
Oh, like it's called a session.
Oh, a
Um,
session.
yeah, a session. And sessions for me can last anywhere from a half hour, which like a half hour would be like basically if some guy just wants to kiss my feet real quick,
Okay.
or um be peed on, or something that's like real fast, fast and easy. Like I will not do a half hour session that involves anything elaborate because it's not worth it. But so it could last a half hour to a couple 2 or 3 days long because that's all I can handle.
Wow.
Okay.
But
3 days long?
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a daily rate.
pardon?
Yeah, I
So
remember
no more than a half hour.
No,
Yeah,
she could go. You can either book her for half an hour to she has a daily rate as well.
Oh, okay, honey. Yeah.
yeah, and the daily rate does not include like sleeping hours or anything like that. I'm very, because I've heard crazy stories about full service escorts like having guys wake them up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, yeah, no, we're sleeping separate.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, so you're just there basically in the day, and that nighttime you go home.
Right.
Oh,
And I
okay.
do stuff like if I'm spending like 2 or 3 days with a person and I need a mental health break, then I will order them to do yoga or something like that, like a gentle physical activity. So that way like I get like 30 minutes to myself or something like that.
Okay. All right. So
I
it's a
love that.
break.
I'm gonna use that. I need a mental break. Right? Love that. I'm gonna use that. I need a mental break. Go do yoga or somebody for another year. Bye.
For another year. So
Uh
Wholesome, what is your favorite piece of equipment that you like to use as a dominatrix?
Hmm. I would say that is, I've never gotten that question. I would say probably rope,
Okay.
just because there's so much I can do with it. And
oh,
Girl, we need some rope.
yeah,
you can hang them?
I've never used some rope. We might have to try that, Delia.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
I
and
need to
also
pick up
like,
my
I learned suspension last year. So now I can like, suspend people in the air with rope
Wow.
safely.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So cool. And then also I have made some pretty complex like bondage scenarios between multiple people.
Okay.
So I would say that's like my favorite medium.
Oh, Delia, did you have another question?
Um, yes, I'm thinking. So do when the men go in there, do they undress? Are they fully undressed or partial undressed?
That's a good question.
Yes, that is so important actually that they undress. And that is part of my safety protocol. That's
Oh,
part of a lot of dominatrix's safety protocol is the order that when you arrive, as soon as the door is closed, you undress down to nothing, put it in the box, and the lid goes on the box.
okay.
Wow.
I didn't
That
know
way
that. Okay.
they're bringing cell phones to record, or they're bringing weapons or any kind of fuckery.
Hmm.
Out.
Oh, good.
Box.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we learned something new here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm glad you asked about that because like I hope anyone who's watching this who's considering the industry like learn some good safety protocol.
Yeah. So what about you? Are you ever nude? Are any of your body parts exposed?
I would say like the most exposed I ever get is either during ANR, which ANR is an adult nursing fetish because I'm like a mommy dom sometimes.
Okay.
So I interact with people who want to role play as a child.
Okay.
And sometimes that will involve them suckling,
Okay.
but I am very like firm on the boundaries regarding suckling, that it's got to be suckling, not foreplay.
Okay. Okay.
If that, and like you can tell the difference when somebody's like latched on, like if they're like coming at it with that energy where they're like self-soothing, like sucking a thumb, versus trying to bring it to a different headspace.
Okay.
So that would definitely be a session ender, but I've never had to deal with somebody getting creepy like that.
Okay.
And also as far as bottom half goes, like definitely like if I am doing water play.
That's what I was wondering earlier.
Yeah, doing water play. And that's why I like using a funnel, because it helps. I mean, I've for so long, like basically like when you use a funnel, it controls the stream, gets it further away from you, and you can get the stream to go like a further distance.
Yeah.
So if the person's like propped up right under me.
Okay. So they
Oh.
can they see anything? Do they see your underwear or anything? I mean, do they see your private part, or is it covered with the
I don't let them, like that's like part of my boundaries and my modesty, is that I don't let anyone see my lady parts in person, but there are photos of them online.
Okay. Gotcha.
Oh,
Okay. I was curious. Okay. Do you do you think you're a mistress? Are you a
Definitely.
mistress or that you're aware of?
Yes.
Okay.
So mainly what guys are paying for is discretion. And so like my typical client is married and too busy to have a side chick.
Okay.
my wife don't understand me, right? Oh, is that what he that's just a joke when they all say my wife don't understand me.
Oh yeah, it's so funny that you bring that up, because I've known sex workers who empathize with the plight of the sexless marriage. And my personal opinion is if your wife's not fucking, you better fix it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, like because women, unless your wife's asexual, which you would know by the time you got married, hello.
Yeah.
but like basically if everybody has a sex drive, almost
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
And if your wife doesn't want to be intimate with you, then you're probably trash and need to ask your wife what's going on and what's wrong and how you can fix it,
Yeah.
not embezzle money from your marriage to go pay someone else to handle it. That's my opinion.
And that's what some of them are doing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Um, and but like I have several clients where I'm part of their family budget,
Okay.
where their wives are aware of me and are just like, yeah, I don't want to do that weird shit with you, babe. Go pay someone.
Oh wow. Okay.
I love that. Actually, like one of my favorite clients is like that. And it's like, for one, I feel more like emotionally safe with him because he's honest with his wife and I respect him more. But also, like, just the fetish that we do is so crazy and weird and awesome that he's my favorite.
So your mind, you're more relaxed, like you're
Yeah,
relaxed. Yeah.
because honestly, like I'm a survivor of a psychopathic marriage. And so it's like part of that was like being emotionally abused and cheated on and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like financially abused while he was spoiling his mistress. So like I am not comfortable with being spoiled by a married man.
Mm-hmm.
I will not allow it.
Mm.
And I know that's like a weird boundary to have in my profession, and it does limit me sometimes, but like at the end of the day, I've got to love myself.
Okay. Okay. Do
You
you
put
ever
time
blow the cover? Like, do you
in
guys
the-
ever feel like tempted to be like, okay, this is
What?
the CEO
Yeah,
of Nike, and I
just
know he's
don't make
in
a
Las
mess.
Vegas.
Oh, I would never.
Okay.
Like the closest I've ever come to that is like there was this guy who I was a live-in mommy dom. So like I with him and pretended to be his mom like 24/7. It was very intensive.
Yeah.
So I would like cook for him, change his diapers, spank him, tell him to do his chores, like all that.
Okay.
And he ran through his money, yada yada. Fast forward, he ran out of his inheritance money way faster than his family thought he would have.
Oh,
And
damn.
so then he went crying to everyone and said that I was like this evil sex worker. So that was the thing, is he outed himself first.
Yeah. Okay.
So he was like, oh yeah, she like took all my money and stuff. And I was like, you hired me to do a job.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not
So
sitting
you
here fucking for
money.
nothing. I'm just,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not wasting my time over here for nothing.
That's like if somebody like bought a bunch of luxury cars and then blamed it on the dealership. Like, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
So I ended up like, because his mother got the police involved.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it was so funny because nothing I do is illegal,
Uh-huh.
because I don't fuck for money and stuff like that. I don't even do that. So
Yeah.
like nothing I do is illegal. So like when he gave me the heads up that the cops were coming, I put my business cards on the front porch.
Yeah, because you're like, I have nothing to fear. Good for
Right.
you. Yeah, you got your bases covered.
Yeah. So but in that situation, after he had outed me as his provider, then and he had lied about the relationship, as like he was making it sound like I was a full service sex worker who was like financially exploiting him,
Yeah.
but I was hired to provide an immersive experience and never had sex with him. So it wasn't the true story. So like after he moved back in with his mom,
Oh God.
which
Mommy, boy,
Oh my God.
right,
forget
then
it.
I
I
know.
had my friends research his mom, get her phone number, and I texted her and I was like, here are some concepts you need to research. Here are some screenshots to prove that I'm telling the truth.
Good for you.
And please put this man in therapy. Like I begged her. I was like, you have the power in the relationship now. Because like he's like a narcissist and stuff, you know?
Mhm.
So I was like, girl, he lives with you, so you can require him to go to therapy.
Right?
So yeah. And she was like aggressive at first. And I was like, hey, I respect your mama bear energy, but like, you need to understand that I'm just a service provider and I'm being honest with you, you know?
Yeah. I get it.
So that was like, I feel like he should have like paid me for that, but like he was out of money by then.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you used up all his money.
Wow.
Do you guys have access to the information, or do they usually come with fake names? Do you have like their driver's license or anything or not?
Well,
Probably
most
not.
sex workers will get the driver's license and active social media account, and even the workplace sometimes as part of the screening process.
Wow. Okay.
That's cool.
I'm
I
Yeah,
like that.
I didn't know. Okay.
I like it too. And I believe that any guy who's like against that is on some shit,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know?
So some of them they do. I thought they would try to keep all their identity hidden, but they really
Oh,
don't. Huh?
oh yeah. Well, a lot of clients, like basically the either brand new clients who are like paranoid about their identity and don't understand the process until they solicited like the 10th sex worker in a row and she asked for the same requirements.
Uh-huh.
So either that'll happen or like shady, scary serial killer guys will get mad.
Okay.
But like they can fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to deal with them. So most
Yeah,
people they do what you ask then.
yeah, and they kind of have to. That's the thing about boundaries, and that I've really come to learn through my job is that like if you're firm with your boundaries, you have a lot of power.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm learning about boundaries too with Shira. Shira 7.
I love her.
She's empowering us.
I feel like I feel like Shira's starting a whole movement.
Yeah, she really is. Sprinkle,
Like
sprinkle.
I used to say Cardi B for president,
Yeah.
but yeah, but then I found out she's too young to run for president because you got to
Mhm.
be 35.
Oh,
But
damn.
Shira's older than 35, so she can run for president.
Yeah, she should.
I would love that. I would
Yeah.
campaign for free. I would donate all my money and be homeless. I don't care.
Yeah, she's so cool. I don't think Delia's met her yet or seen her yet, but hopefully she'll look her up soon.
Yeah.
So I think we touched on this a little bit. You said a lot of your customers are cheating on their partner, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When does being too kinky go too far?
I guess it depends on your boundaries.
Okay.
Good question.
That's
For
one that
me,
Wholesome Dom and me actually, she actually messaged me about that one, so I got it from her really.
okay. So what I think is important for all sex workers to do is come up with your list of boundaries very firmly
Oh,
before
cool. Hmm.
engaging capitalism in this way, because motherfuckers will push them.
Okay.
Right. Men.
Mhm.
Yeah. And they'll do and say anything to be that special guy who gets away with
Right.
it. And so it's like very important. Like, and there's no shame in getting a part-time job so you don't have to take bad clients, you know?
Okay.
Because this is running a small business, and it's like any small business, it's like you can either compromise your morals in the beginning, or you can have a second gig or like second source of income in the beginning. Because like any small business, when you're first starting out, it's going to be hard.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, because my friend, he did the same thing and he told me how to do it too. He would work at Disney and then he had a side business where he was selling animal like food and products and stuff. So yeah, most businesses like me, I work multiple jobs and I still do this.
It's called the hustle.
Yeah, it really is a hustle. It really is.
Yeah. But like for me personally, as far as like weirdness goes, like I am really weird.
Uh-huh.
So I just don't like poop
Hmm.
of either me or them.
Yeah, that's nasty, huh?
Yeah, I don't like their vomit,
Oh yeah.
and I don't like anything that sexualizes children or animals,
Oh yeah.
whether yeah, because the thing is some people they call it dark age play,
Oh wow.
where they'll do the mommy, daddy, little girl thing, little boy, whatever.
Uh-huh.
But then they'll involve like a sexual, sensual aspect to it.
Hmm.
And that is like totally off limits for me because I'm a childhood trauma survivor in that realm.
Okay.
So I would not emulate such things. But you know, it's like hard for me. That is the one thing where it's hard for me still not to judge on that.
Hmm.
But everybody processes their traumas differently and has different interests. And I guess if it's all consensual, then do what you want. But like for me, dark age play is a definite no-no.
Okay.
And anything that is super yucky.
Okay, good. Okay. We understand that. There is some boundaries there. Okay. So no animals, no kids. Yeah, we don't want to go to jail.
Well,
What?
like if
Uh-huh.
they'll like pretend that they're the child that's being molested.
Oh,
And yeah, I'm like, no,
yeah.
no,
That's a bit much. That's a bit much.
no.
Yeah, that's a bit much. So what is a Nuru massage? I never heard of that.
Oh, those are so much fun.
Hmm.
Um, you know what aloe vera gel feels like?
Yeah, sticky. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so Nuru gel is just like aloe vera gel, except like when you go like this, when there's friction, it doesn't like change the viscosity or like the silkiness of it.
Uh-huh.
So Nuru massage is where you basically have imagine like a kiddie pool that's like 6 inches deep
Uh-huh.
and that's the size of a king size bed. And then usually people put them on top of the bed or on top of a carpet or something.
Hmm.
And then you kind of like lay on top of each other with this massage gel all over you. So you're slip and sliding
Oh, cool.
and you'll like lay like pull across the person's body. So like instead of massaging with your fingers or your elbows, you're massaging with your whole body.
Wow. I seen that and I didn't really understand it until you explained it right now. Okay. So you basically just rub your body up against someone. Looks like you're ice
Yeah.
skating. Looks like you're ice skating kind of. No, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a fun experience.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Well, I saw that you're in the magazine.
Oh, thank you. That was such a great opportunity.
Yeah, she's modeling, Dahlia, doing the Nuru massage.
I really like that photo because it got a picture of my tattoo of my dog in it.
Oh, I seen that. And the name of that magazine is, how do you pronounce it? Epoch?
Epoch.
Epoch. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, congratulations. And that's what I was going to ask you. Do you model and act as well?
Sometimes, but that's not really like my goal right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I a background in entertainment as well, and
Okay.
I like the entertainment industry.
Okay.
So a lot of times, basically, I'll get called into something like, for example, that magazine photo shoot my friend was modeling for, and he needed a prop model. So he called me and asked me to do that.
Okay.
So, like, I'll do jobs like that, but I don't go out like passing around headshots, you know?
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Dahlia, you have some more questions? Where can we go to learn more about you and your business and all the activities that you participate in?
Well, I would say that the best way to stalk me online
Okay.
is if you want to hear about my day-to-day life and my political and social views, then follow me on TikTok.
Okay.
I'm Wholesome Dom.
Okay.
If you want to see my more um, enticing and expletive photos, then I would say join FetLife if you're not already on there. And I'm Wholesome Dom LV on there.
Is that an
And
app or is that a website?
it's a website.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I believe FetLife just came out with an app, but it's basically a glorified home screen.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
And let's see, I'm also on Instagram and Twitter as Wholesome Dom, but those are pretty stagnant, but those give people more information about like my personality and proclivities.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I would say that's about it.
Okay. So on our show, we usually ask, do you have any last words for an ex?
Ooh, fuck you, pay me.
All right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Fuck you, pay me. I get it. I get it. Dahlia's laughing.
Fuck you, pay me. It's called
Right?
restitution, bitch.
Right. So, could you picture yourself like at a divorce party? Do you think it'd be appropriate
She
to?
would be great. She would,
Ooh, yes.
Yes. Okay.
she would
Yeah,
be great.
Yeah.
in fact, one of my friends who's a male sex worker, he lets me like do demos on him all the time
Oh.
and bachelorette parties. So I think if him and I went as a duo to a divorce party and showed
Great.
women how to tie men up and stuff like that, like how to whip him and stuff like that, that would be so much fun.
Oh,
Great.
okay,
And
yeah. So we
art.
would love to have you do that. And then I also have another question I forgot to ask. So, what can like a couple do to spice up their sex life? Do you have any advice or tips?
Absolutely.
Water
I,
play.
Speak, I
That's
know,
stuff in my
I
head.
need the restroom for the longest time, but I've been trying to hold on.
that's
I
what
didn't want to end our interview.
no. Yeah, like my best piece of advice to people who are in long-term relationships to spice things up is to have clear and open communication about your curiosities and fantasies.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Because I think like everybody has curiosities and fantasies that come along, and sometimes you'd be surprised at what your partner's interested in as well.
Yeah. Like some syrup. No, just playing. No.
Yeah.
Some honey.
Some honey. Yeah. So Delia, do you have any more questions for Wholesome Dom?
I have one more question. Are your parents alive, and do you have any siblings? And
Yeah,
if
how
you
do they view
do,
this?
what do they think about your profession?
Great question. Great question.
Got the good one.
She's like, I don't care.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
so truth be told, my parents turned me out because they were child pornographers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
it's like a nasty mess story that I'm not going to tell right now. But my parents are dead to me. But sometimes, like, my dad's 70th birthday was recently, so I did send him a picture of my favorite stripper boots
Okay.
and said, "I'm going to dance on your grave in these." So yeah, they know what I do professionally,
Okay.
and
Okay.
all of my family does. Unfortunately, I do have 5 siblings, including steps and halves, but we're all estranged from each other because of our traumatic childhood.
Okay.
And like, if my little sister sees this somehow, Courtney, I fucking love you. 'Cause that's my I will die on this hill thing.
Oh,
Is I love my little sister so much, and even if I never see her again, I'll never stop loving her.
Oh, so cute.
I apologize if I brought up any bad memories, honey. I didn't know.
Oh no, I think it's important for us to talk about stuff like this openly so that we can stay educated on it and spread awareness and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Okay.
definitely did not know. Yeah, now we know.
You're a
But
beautiful lady. You're a beautiful person
yeah,
inside
you
and
are. You really are. We enjoyed having you on our episode.
yes.
And we can't wait to join your plantation or just go out and meet you in Las Vegas for dinner or something.
Yeah, and I can go do my Gone with the Wind scene, okay? You and I can
Yeah.
do that together, okay?
Yes, we can rent you one of those plantation dresses with
Right.
the
Yes,
shirt.
I want the whole scene. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
gotta do it.
Okay. Well, thank you
Thanks
so much,
much.
Wholesome Dom. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
go.
Sweet
Now I'm
having
gonna go do the
lady.
water play in the toilet real quick. I seriously need the bathroom.
That kept in my head water play, okay?
Okay.
All
Y'all
right.
have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Have a good night.
Night. You.
All right. Take care.
Bye. Always love you.
Love you guys both. Have a good one.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.